Marc Marquez once again proved why he remains the undisputed king of MotoGP by storming to victory at the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix, securing his seventh straight double win of the season and extending his phenomenal unbeaten run that has now stretched across sprints and full-length races since early June, a feat rarely seen in the modern sprint era of the sport. Racing at the newly returned Hungarian venue Balaton Park, which hosted its first MotoGP in 33 years, Marquez overcame early challenges and showcased his characteristic blend of strategic brilliance, technical skill, and raw speed to dominate both the sprint and the main race, pulling further away from a chasing pack in the championship standings. Although he started on pole, the race did not begin smoothly for the Spaniard. An early collision with Marco Bezzecchi dropped him to fourth position, but his decision to run with a medium compound tire, in contrast to rivals who gambled on softer options, paid off dramatically as the laps progressed. By lap 11, Marquez had muscled his way back into the lead, making decisive overtakes and then gradually building an unassailable advantage as his rivals began to struggle with grip and tire degradation. From that point on, he executed his race with surgical precision, controlling the pace, managing his tires, and leaving no opportunity for others to mount a comeback. Behind him, the battle for the podium was intense, with KTM's Pedro Acosta eventually taking second place after outpacing Bezzecchi, who had to settle for third despite a strong early push. The reigning champion Jorge Martin, still recovering from an injury and adapting to his Aprilia machinery, delivered an encouraging performance to finish fourth, marking his best comeback result so far this season. In sharp contrast, Marc's brother and closest title rival, Alex Marquez, endured a disastrous weekend, crashing in the sprint and finishing a distant 14th in the main race, a result that significantly widened the championship gap between the two siblings and effectively cemented Marc's control over the title race. With this victory, Marquez has now amassed an incredible 175-point lead in the standings, putting him on course to potentially seal the championship as early as the upcoming Misano Grand Prix, depending on how results play out, a scenario that analysts say would underline his utter dominance in 2025. Beyond the numbers, what makes this streak extraordinary is the sheer consistency with which he has conquered every track, every weather condition, and every rival thrown his way. He has adapted instantly to new circuits like Balaton Park, demonstrated tactical intelligence and tire strategy, and showcased fearless overtaking maneuvers that have broken the confidence of even his fiercest competitors. Commentators have noted that in the past 7 races, Marquez has scored more points than every other rider combined, except his brother Alex, which highlights the frightening gulf in performance between him and the rest of the grid. Fans and analysts alike are now openly speculating that this could be the season that restores Marquez to his legendary peak, placing him within touching distance of yet another Premier-class World Championship crown, which would be his 7th and a defining chapter in his already historic career. While his dominance has been a source of awe, it has also raised concerns among rivals, with some suggesting that his level of form is beginning to create an atmosphere similar to his early reign in MotoGP, when he appeared virtually unbeatable. But for Marquez, Hungary was yet another statement of intent, a clear message that despite years of injuries and challenges, he is back at the very top of his powers. The Balaton crowd erupted in celebration as he crossed the line, and the podium ceremony reflected both his joy and his growing sense of inevitability in the 2025 season. His mastery at Hungary, his 7th straight win, and his relentless march toward the championship have now firmly written a new chapter in the MotoGP record books, one that confirms Marc Marquez is not just a comeback story but the undisputed force of this generation's racing.